There's an old saying that with no risk, there's no reward. And the same holds true for writing. You have to be willing to take some risks if you're going to take your writing to the next level. We're going to talk about that in today's video. One of the early lessons that I learned with writing is that when you write, you want to not make your writing flat. You want to bring it to life. You want to write in stereo. And part of writing in stereo is to think about it as the volume to your stereo. And you have it at that comfortable level that you can hear. It's loud enough that you can hear it and you can pick up everything, but it's not too loud that it's hurting your ears or it's annoying people that are around you, maybe your neighbors, your upstairs neighbors, if you live in an apartment complex, or people that are in the basement or people that are next door. But when you write, you really want to crank it up a notch or two because you want to be able to tell a story that's intense, that's going to grab your reader right off the bat and hold them through thick and thin as they work their way through the story. And whether it's a novella and you're pushing maybe 40,000 between 10 and 40,000 words, or you get into novel length above 40,000, depending on how you characterize it. You want to be able to hook your reader right off the bat, and part of that is to tell the story in stereo, make the characters so extraordinary that people just cannot stop turning those pages. Create these characters and make them larger than life. And just when you think that you got your character figured out, or just when you think your reader might get your character figured out, you want to make sure that there's twists and turns, that there's deep little corners of your character's history or personality that may not be obvious in the beginning, but you start to build this picture of what this character is going to be like over the course of a story. You also want to create memorable scenes, and one of the things you want to do right off the bat, and this is a lesson that I learned after many, many years of writing, is that you want to grab them right off the bat with a really memorable scene that just punches them right in the face right off the bat, gets them interested, and then hopefully you get that hook in them and you keep them interested through the remainder of the story. Write your story with passion. Get fired up about it. Sometimes when I write a story, I really feel like if I get passionate enough about it, I will really push through. And usually I always think that if I make it past usually 10 to 15,000 words, then there's usually a little chance that I won't finish the story at some point. But usually if I'm going to stall, it's probably in the 5 to 10,000 word range, and that's usually where I stall. And in the past, that's generally been because I haven't done an outline. But that's a story for another video. Make sure that your story is impactful, it's highly impactful, and that it can hold the reader from start to finish. And a lot of that is having real peaks and even some little valleys, but valleys that aren't too low, but have those peaks really just keep the reader interested and hooked for as long as possible. Give them a little chance to relax and then hit them with another peak. Give them a little chance to relax a little bit and then hit them with another peak as your story goes on. And so make sure you tell your story in stereo, hook the reader from the beginning, and then do what you can throughout the course of the story to have those peaks that are going to keep the reader interested and give them new life so they don't fall too deep into the valley that you can't bring them back up to the peak.